So certainly you've seen quite a bit of change between, what the problems or the severity of problems you were addressing for folks 5 years ago than now, because you've described currently the economic climate and then and what inherits from that is the productive climate as a perfect storm. And would you describe for us a little bit about what makes now different from other times?
Well, now management has an excuse to be irresponsible. We have organizations that are profitable that are making cuts into the meat of their maintenance effort. Right. Not the fat of the maintenance effort, but the meat of the maintenance effort.
People-wise, or what's getting cut from?
People.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, in many places, it's a lot of the guys 50 plus years old are getting bought out.
Right.
And what's being lost is not necessarily something that you can easily see.
Right.
They're at the high end of this pay spectrum, so they're the most profitable ones to buy out.
Right.
But they're also the ones that know all the secrets, of an operation. Stuff that's not in the CMMS, not in the document management system or whatever.
Right.
So that's going to be, it's not going to be, it is extremely costly for companies that don't do the right thing with that. What's happened is, if you go into an automobile manufacturer, they've already got, particularly in the States, they've got a couple strikes against them with their benefits and other things that you've read about. So in order to even the playing field, they figure that they should just cut back to the very minimum amount of maintenance as they can. The consequence of that is that it becomes harder to hit your production numbers because the equipment is not, you're not out ahead of the deterioration.
Right.
You're following the deterioration.
Right. Okay.
And that becomes problematic, but not immediately. It becomes problematic a year later or so.
So many of the people who've got, or organizations who've gone through this, are yet to feel the pain of the breakdown.
The worst pain.
Okay. And then the way to remedy that, maybe it's never recognized. Maybe this, the folks in the maintenance department might know it. So and so knew how to take care of this, and now this is breaking down all the time. That may not be measured. It might be totally missed. Is that correct? Would anybody ever recognize it because we got rid of 150 years of experience here?
Well, it'll show up. There's some ways to mitigate what they're doing. One is that people are leaning on high-end contractors more so than they did.
Okay.
So if you no longer have turbine experts in your power utility,
right,
you lean on GE or Siemens.
Okay.
For that.
And whatever inherent cost there is in that, at least it's offsetting the price of the additional breakdowns that you might see.